Welcome to the Sales Influence Podcast, where we talk about finding the why in how people buy. I'm your host, Victor Antonio. Thank you for joining me. Super excited to have you with me. Thank you for lending me your ears. Also, big shout out and a thank you for those of you who've joined my Sales Velocity Academy. Again, we keep adding new courses. The Academy continues to grow, so if you're serious about increasing your sales velocity, check out salesvelocityacademy.com. That said, let's jump into today's topic. Look, it's hard for me to listen to a presentation when I know the person is pitching or presenting incorrectly. Now, let's go through a structure of a great presentation. And I've talked about this in the past, but I feel like I just need to hit it one more time. And maybe people will really start incorporating this simple process into their presentation, into their pitch. And I titled it The 4 Whys. There's 4 reasons you need to give people in order for them to make a buying decision. 4 reasons, whether it's B2B or B2C, 4 reasons. Now, let me just say this. There are people who will come to your store, if you're in retail, who are ready to buy. These people you can just close. But people who are on the fence, these are the people I'm talking about. Again, B2B, B2C doesn't matter. The first why that you have to answer is, why change? The customer's saying, why change? I mean, I'm cool with this right now. I mean, why change? And you have to give them a compelling reason to do so. Not just because it's bigger, it's better, it's faster. Give them a compelling reason. In other words, learn to quantify value, which leads me into the second why. Why now? Like, okay, you convinced me I should change. Thank you. But, why should I do it now? Like, why is now a good time? Why can't I just wait for, next quarter, next year? Why now? And this is where you really have to dig into the numbers and show them that by waiting, they're losing. By waiting, they're losing. Now, you can also talk about how jumping in, they'll gain something, but people will react more to when they're losing something. So if somebody's losing money, show them that by not taking action today, getting going today, starting today, they're missing out on revenue opportunities, market opportunities, whatever it is. Quantify that for them. The longer they wait, the more pain that's going to cause them in the future. The longer they wait, the more regret they're going to have in the future. If you can concoct that story, you can build your storyline, your sales pitch around what they're going to lose. They'll say, maybe I should take action now. Now, even if you convince them that change is necessary, the first why. Even if you convince them that now is the best time, the third why is why this. In other words, you're trying to sell me on a product or service. Well, why this one? Why not some other one? And this is where most people just really miss out or lose the sale. If you can't differentiate your product, if you can't tell them why this versus that, then you'll always struggle in selling. Now, listen carefully. In today's market, I said this repeatedly, you, the salesperson, are the differentiator. You are the X factor. By that, I mean that in today's market, a lot of products are very similar. A lot of services are very similar. So it is how you present the product. It is how you position the product that people go, oh, now I see why this might be better than that. So you are the differentiator. So now you've convinced them to change. That's the first why. Here's why you should change. Then here's why you should do it now. And then here's why this one is better than that one. Then the last one is why you. Okay, great. I'll change. Maybe I should do it now. And I can see why your product is the best. But why should I buy from you? Why can't I go somewhere else and get it? And at that point, you really kick into high gear because you are what people are buying. Listen to me. You are what people are buying. And so when you're doing a presentation, and again, it doesn't matter if it's over-the-counter retail or B2B in front of a bunch of stakeholder decision makers, doesn't matter. Too often, we just present the product with no passion. See, the you part is where you kick in. You come into the game. Now, I've seen people do corporate presentations that, a stale piece of bread was more exciting than what they could present. And people sense that. If you're not excited about what you're selling, why should they be excited? If you don't feel good about what you're selling, people will feel that. Decision makers will feel that. And so again, giving people reason to change is one thing. Telling them why they should do it now is another thing. And telling them why this one is better than that one is great. But at the end of the day, they're buying you. We all know how this works, right? People buy from people they like and trust. That's you. And if you can't present your product in such a way that people go, oh, you know what? The products are almost similar, but man, I want to buy from that person right there. I like her. I like him. The way he feels about his product, that's what's convincing. You ever go to a restaurant and you ask the waiter or the waitress for their opinion, and you can just see in how they respond, how they feel about something. You say, hey, what do you think of that dish right there? And usually they'll say, yeah, that's a good dish. Were you sold on that? No. But have you ever asked somebody, hey, what do you think of that dish? And they say, oh my God, that is the dish. People come in here, they always buy that one. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Now, if somebody says something like that to me, I'm buying that dish. I don't care if it's more expensive. So again, at the end of the day, you are the X factor. Do not forget this. Teach them why it's important to change. Tell them why to do it now. Tell them why this versus that. But at the end of the day, you make all the difference in the world, which is why salespeople get paid the big bucks. And that is it for the Sales Influence Podcast. Don't forget to leave me some feedback on iTunes, Stitcher, or YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Also, as I mentioned, check out the Sales Velocity Academy. The Academy is growing. We're up to 50 courses, over 500 videos. The best deal you're going to get on sales training. Go to salesvelocityacademy.com. Lastly, I want to thank you for listening. This is Victor Antonio, always reminding you, selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care. Hi, I'm Victor Antonio. I'm an author, sales trainer, and keynote speaker. I'm often asked, what makes a great speaker? Is it someone who delivers real content that the audience can use? Is it someone who engages the audience so they're part of the learning experience? Or is it someone who can motivate an audience to push them beyond their comfort zone and discover new abilities? The answer is yes. But the most important thing to remember is that I'm not there to look good. I'm there to make my client look good. Simply put, it's never about me, and it's always about them.